Hey there. How's it going, folks? Turn the volume up on this just a little bit more here. Okay. Okay. Time for some Radical Red, if you ask me. Now, I beat Whitney. I beat, yep. Lieutenant Surge. Who can I give this to? I suppose Crocalor. I'm excited to see what that Pokemon evolves into, because I really don't know anything about the new, generation here. Okay. And I'm moving around, I'm running around. I'm about to get, to the Dark Cave. And that'll be cool. Do I have something that knows Flash? I'm sure Danny could use Flash. What am I looking at here? Hey, Underking, what's up, man? Don't have any flying type moves, I don't think. Let's just see what Clodsire can do here. Yep, I'm about to head into Dark Cave, and... Okay. And, yeah, I'm sure I got something that can use Flash. I've been through Dark Cave without Flash before. And, it's not fun, but it's doable. But in this, obviously, Pokemon can just use field moves. You know. I want to change up my team a little bit, because I still have the Lieutenant Surge team, so I guess I can access my PC from here, so I may as well do that. Yeah, that's fine. Take your time, dude. Oh, it took away my Toxic Spikes, didn't it? Ah, Sleep Powder. What do we got here? Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to use Bellossom. Sorry, I was just answering a couple texts there. Good, Danny's coming up in the world and everything like that too. Okay, so... okay, I'll tell you what I do like. Is Drifblim. Oh my gosh, what I really like is Togekiss. And I'll tell you what else I really like also, which is Starmie. That I want to get some better moves on this Pokemon here. I might even swap out Clodsire. Clodsire is a great Pokemon, but I can't let it carry me through the whole entire game. I also want to get into Mimian a little bit more. What am I doing as far as that's concerned? It's a Psychic Ice, right? It's not Psychic Fairy, or it's not Ice Fairy. Yeah, Ice Psychic. Let's do this for now. And then see what Crocalor is up to. Scraggy's actually awesome, though, too. And I do want to evolve Cottony, but I already have, a Grass Fairy right now. I don't even know anything about Flamigo. Maybe I should try using it. Oh, can hit Ghost types and prevents Intimidate. Okay. Noibat's cool. Gliger's good. Bramblin is something else I don't know anything about. Infiltrator. I've got my work, and Tandemouse I don't know anything about either, and Bombardier I don't know anything about either, so I've got, and this frickin' thing, and this thing, too. So I really don't even know what I'm doing here. What is this, just water, or what is this? Ice. Okay, and this, I don't think I've ever used that, or I don't know much about it, or anything about it. Or this, or this, or the, I don't think I've ever used Dewpider, but I knew that it existed because I played the previous version of Radical Red. I like having the Vulpix too. I've just got a lot of good shit. Cloth. Okay, I don't know anything about that. I'm pretty sure I saw that in a trailer though for the new Scarlet and Violet. It's rock type, huh? Okay. Sure. Excuse me, it's got a weird cry. Carbank, okay, I've seen this. I know this. This must have been Gen 6? X and Y, I believe? Oh god. I would use Carbank, although it doesn't evolve, does it? It's not related at all to that legendary. What is that thing called? Whatever that legendary is. That's also raw. It looks like it, but I don't think it's... Or I think in the Pokedex it says there's some mutated form of it or something, but they're not evolutionarily related, I believe. Minior is a good Pokemon. I know about this because of the previous version of Radical Red. This guy's got some pretty interesting Pokemon here. What's that? Okay. Oh, Smeargle. Okay, this could really know, like, anything. Good God. Isn't that the Rayquaza special thing? You dumbass. Hey, Enderking. Oh, I'm normal type now, huh? No. Very interesting. Okay, Liepard. Well, I'm approaching the Dark Cave. Oh, fuck, I'm normal type. Oh, this is an interesting team. It's like an assist Smeargle, huh? And I'm trying to train up some of my things here. Mimian. I've got a lot of new stuff that I want to train. I've got more stuff than I can train at once here. V-Create, for the love of God, man. Yeah, it's a really interesting team. I've seen people use this competitively on Showdown, but, it's cool to have a trainer do it. Makes sense, because, like, Smeargle can learn any move, but it has bad stats. This can kind of bypass that. Close combat, nice. Okay, I got lucky with that one. I'm sure it's got more than just Liepard. It might have Delcatty, it might have whatever, Persian. I'm sure it's got more stuff that just knows assist. Oh, Spinda as well, huh? I didn't know Spinda could learn assist. Wait a minute, isn't Dragon Ascent a Dragon-type move? Maybe it's not. Oh, shit, it's got, Contrary? Oh, for fuck's sake. Did I get Flash? No, I did not get Flash, but I believe Pokemon could just use Flash. Right? Holy shit, dude. This is not good. Oh, fuck. I should use Sweet Kiss. That's what I should have done. Oh my god, this thing's gonna get insane fast. Its speed is already pretty high. Oh, it activates on its own? So is it not a dark cave anymore? I'll figure it out, I'll figure it out. Like, they can just use Flash if they can learn Flash, right? I believe. Yeah. I always wished, like, when I make ROMs, I use that in more things. Like, I'll have the bottom couple layers of Seafoam Islands be Flash necessary, and then I'll have the Cerulean Cave where Mewtwo is. I'll put Flash on that. And like Victory Road. Because Flash is only necessary for that one area of the game, and it's not even necessary. Any kind of like optional, and like Sevi Islands, any kind of like optional area that you can explore if you really want to, I usually put Flash in there, if it's like a cave or something. Or like the very bottommost layer of, the mansion, Pokemon Mansion. Oh god, dude, this thing is getting me good. I've mostly made, in the past, I've made, like, fuck, Special Attack Rose, dude. I've made, like, a version of Emerald with all Pokemon up to Gen 3, the ones that are already built into the game. I was trying to do something like Radical Red a while ago with, but that, I think that was only when X and Y was out. And it never really got to a playable state. I like adding fairy type to things. I just like adding things, basically. But I'm not really into it as much anymore. I'm not into making ROMs as much anymore because of shit like this. Just blows out anything I could make out of the water. And the whole point of making it is to, like, play it. Okay, you can get rid of round. Now, I was thinking about mapping my own region of, like, the place where I live in real life, which is Michigan. Michigan-based region. And I thought that'd be real fun. This is a new Sneasel, huh? Good God, they all know Assist. Yeah, and so I was thinking for that, I was trying to figure out starters, which starters I would want to use for that. And I've decided on, what I'm thinking now is I've decided on Torchic, Piplup, and Rowlet. So it's like 3 bird-based Pokemon. And I think that'd be cool too. Because it has kind of an inverse... Not quite, but Blaziken's fighting type is good against Steel, which is Empoleon, obviously. And then it's not good against Ghost, which would be Decidueye. But then there's no interaction between Steel and Ghost type, so... I was thinking maybe I can make new forms for them, because I know there's already a fighting type Decidueye. I think I'm gonna lose this one, dude. Custom mons, maybe. I think there's enough Pokemon that I would maybe want to just make a region's worth of Pokemon that already exist and put them together, but I've never really had any good ideas for like fake mon or custom Pokemon. I could do that potentially. But I've never worked with a team. I've always just done it myself for fun. It's actually really easy to make... to just like change the moves things, you know. But there's stuff that is so complex that's beyond me in this. Like as far as Dynamaxing, as far as adding in Mega Evolution, and stuff like that. Now I could use Radical Red as a base, and there was one... let me heal first. There was one time I tried to use Radical Red as a base and just change, among other things, like where Pokemon were placed in the region. But I could not... I could access the wild data to change that around, but I could not find a way to access the nighttime wild data. They stored it in a weird place that I couldn't track it down. And I got frustrated and I quit doing that. I was calling it Fire Red EX. And I stopped doing that because, like, the nighttime... and I usually always play at night, too, but the nighttime Pokemon would just be, the same as they were in Radical Red, you know? Yeah, it's weird, but to add in, because there was no day-night cycle initially in Fire Red, so to add that in, they had to put that data somewhere in an empty space or even expand the ROM space and create space for it. How long did I spend on that? Probably about a month. And I was really looking around online, seeing if I could figure out where they put that data. And nobody really knew about it. And other people were kind of like frustrated that I was using somebody else's ROM as a base. They said that's not ethically correct or something like that. But it's not like anybody's making any money off of this, you know what I mean? But, I mean, I can at least understand that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand why people would be upset with that. I thought I just had better ideas as far as some of the trainer teams and some of the gym leader teams and the placement of wild Pokemon. I wish I could edit Radical Red, but I can't edit it in the way that I want to. I was thinking about using Flamigo because I don't know anything about it. I was thinking about using this little Shroodle because I don't know anything about it. This Bramblin, this Tandemaus, maybe this Bombardier, maybe this thing, and maybe this thing, Tinkatank maybe. That's all stuff I don't know about. And this maybe, and Corsola maybe. Corsola would be cool. I don't know. I think I'm going to get to the next boss battle, which I suppose would be like Team Rocket stuff in Lavender Tower, and see if I need if a certain type is required for that, then I will use that. I don't know what the cap is currently. I think I will bring Vulpix. What does Vulpix use? The Ice Stone? Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that sentiment, but it's not like I have no idea what they're talking about. Like, I get it. Oh, my bad. Or actually, I guess that's not my bad. I don't know why it would be buffering. Oh, Serene Grace. That's interesting. So I want to bring special attack up, and I guess defense down, but then it would be very defensively very frail, which it already is. Mild. Okay, cool. Oh, Everstone, nice. Yeah, I've got the Eviolite. I like that. I like that I have that. Oh, you know what? I should put Eviolite on that Vulpix then. Right now I have it on Crocalor, so I will move that to there. That's good. And what of mine can use Flash? I believe Crocalor probably can. No? No? Even Danny can't. What was I saying about the box? Oh, I was just saying there's Pokemon in here that I want to use from the newer generation that I was thinking about using. Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, perhaps this, perhaps Bombardier, and perhaps Flamigo as well, and maybe even this. But I think I'm going to wait until the next boss battle, which I believe will be Team Rocket in Lavender Tower, and then see when there's a boss battle that requires something of a certain type, then I will probably train those up. I'll pick from those and train those up. Yeah, I need something that can learn Flash, though, so... A Pokemon doesn't need to... Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, let me just see how that works, then. I know there's a trainer down there that I will get around to. Oh, there's something in the grass around here, though. Hidden item. Yeah, right here. Berry. Yeah, let's see what the deal is here. Oh, I need to have the Flash GM. Okay, that's one thing I don't have. I'll just go get that real quick, then. Now that I can fly to this Pokemon Center here. Stuffle. No, not Stuffle. Pokerider. I'm having a good time taking my time with this game. I think it's a lot more balanced, too. I just had a problem. There's, like, weird stuff. Like, in the previous version of Radical Red, there's, like, Chinchou in the grass here. And there was just some stuff that just did not make sense to me. That I wanted to just change around the wild. That's my favorite part of doing a ROM, is thinking about the ecology of the areas. And what kind of Pokemon would live together, how they would interact, even if they're from different regions, you know? But this is a lot more balanced. I think it's a lot better put together, I would say. So this may be the... I don't know if this is coughing, or if this is the fairy-type coughing, or what this even is. No, wait. No. Oh, I can't undo that, huh? That's fine. Have I ever finished a ROM? Yeah, I finished one that I called Delta Emerald, which is basically Emerald with Gen 1, 2, 3 Pokemon in the wild. What else have I done? I finished a version of Fire Red a while ago, like a long, long time ago, that was all Pokemon up to Gen 5, or all Pokemon up to Gen 6, and I had a lot of fun doing that. But it was kind of rough around the edges, like, there were some glitches, like, simple stuff, like, if you're in your party looking at usable moves, there would be a space. Usually they come up in blue text, like Dig, Flash, Surf, whatever it is. But, I had, it was, like, the text was just gone. There's a space you could click on Dig, but it wouldn't say Dig. It would just be a blank space. And I didn't like that. There's a couple little things like that that just made it, like, slightly unpolished. And then now this version is just way, way better. This is way better than anything I could ever do. But I do have a version called Delta Emerald that I do play sometimes, which is just very simply just Emerald with the first 3 generations of Pokemon in it. There was one Platinum I was working on, a version of Platinum that just used the first 4 generations full decks. And I did not finish that, but I got close. And then I started playing Renegade Platinum instead. I might use Renegade Platinum as a base, though. I've thought about this in the past. I mean, I don't really have much interest in it right now, but I've thought about in the past using Renegade Platinum as a base and just changing around the gym leaders teams and the bosses teams a little bit, and making them more just interesting to me, I guess. I don't know. I'll catch this, but I don't know about this. I think this might just be a normal coughing, or I don't know what the requisite is to evolve coughing into fairy coughing. I don't know if that... I'm sure fairy type wheezing. I'm sure fairy type wheezing is in this game. This might be one of them. But I have a sneaking suspicion that this is just a regular coughing. Ultra Ball's good. Stardust. Star Piece. Nugget. Awesome. Leppa, that's a very good one. Is coughing even on this route? No, coughing is not on this route. So I'm not going to stream for super long, just probably a couple hours here. It is where I am at... Oh, there he is. 7:41. My friend gets out of work at 10, and we're going to hang out at that point. I don't get paid enough for this. So, probably just, yeah, 2 hours, 20 minutes is what I'm looking at now. I've been streaming for 26 minutes, and I'm going to stream for another 2 hours and 20 minutes, and then call it good, and then we're going to go get tacos. Got Fly. They've completely bypassed Fly, which is kind of cool. I liked the idea of actually flying on the back of your Pokemon, and also, the Poke Rider does not make much sense to me. It's like a... I don't even know what it is. It's like a little device? It's like a little digital device or something? Okay, interesting. So that's how Flash works. Okay, interesting. Oh, nice. I like that sprite of the Pokemaniac. That's funny, because in the actual sprite, he is wearing a little Charizard costume. But the overworld sprite, he's not. So that's very interesting. I actually like that. I see it as a phone that calls a taxi. But what is the taxi? Is it like a, what? I don't know what that is. That's not related to Arctozolt or anything. I don't know what that is, but it's Ice Dragon. Oh, is this what you were talking about? I think you were telling me about this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Interesting. I wonder where you catch that. Is that the second? It looks like a second stage evolution. To me. If you were to ask me. And that's a fighting type Farfetch'd. I always thought Farfetch'd should have been fighting, flying. Oh, you know what? Yeah, there's a Gen 1 ROM I'm working on of Pokemon Red. Where, it just started with a couple things. Like, I really wanted to add Dark and Steel and Fairy to Pokemon Red. That was my initial thing. But the only Steel types that get added, it's only the original 151. And I wanted to make Mew catchable, basically. And I found a way to do that. It's hidden in the game, but it is catchable. And it's like an event. After you beat the Elite Four, it's an event. I wanted to add Dark, Steel, and Fairy, but I realized the only thing that really gets affected by that is Magneton and Magnemite are Steel. And Clefairy is Fairy, and so is Jigglypuff. And I believe that's it. Aeron, great Pokemon. But okay, I said, what else can I change? And I wanted to make Arbok Dark type, and I did that. I think I ended up making... Okay, I had Mr. Mime, Psychic, and Fairy, sure. I think I ended up making Persian a Dark type, because there were no Dark types in Gen 1, even after the Dark type was added. I think I made Hypno, Psychic, and Dark, if I'm not mistaken. And then it started kind of getting wild. Like, I made Tangela, Grass, and Ghost. I made Jinx, Ice, and Ghost, because the only Ghost types were those three, Haunter, Ghastly, and Gengar. I made Jinx, Ice, and Ghost. I ended up making Jinx later. I think I ended up making Jinx Fairy and Ghost. Glimmet. So this is the thing that I saw in the past. Okay, so this is where you catch it. Fairy and Ghost, which is very interesting. I took, because I realized, like, Jinx, why is Jinx Ice? There's nothing about it that's Ice. A lot of its moves were Fairy-type moves. And I already had an Ice Ghost. I just made a Fairy Ghost, because I thought that kind of fit Jinx better. But then it started getting crazy. Like, I ended up making... There were too many, grass poison types, because you have the Oddish line, you have the Bellsprout line, you have the Bulbasaur line. So I think I made Oddish and Gloom and Vileplume Grass Fairy. I made, I wanted to add more Steel types, so I made Scyther, Bug, Steel. I think that was acceptable. Ammonite, of course, is Rock and Water, but I wanted there to be more of a difference between Ammonite and Kabuto, so I made Kabuto Rock and Bug. I believe I made Krabby and Kingler Water and Bug, and it started getting to be to the point where it was too much of a... I wanted to give every Pokemon of the 151 its unique niche in battling, so... But then it started getting to the point where it was like too much. I just initially wanted to make Arbok Dark, and I did that, and I kept going with it. So yeah, I had Tangela, Grass Dark. What else did I have? I had Porygon. I think I ended up being Psychic and Electric. I started getting kind of crazy with it. And I had Coughing and Wheezing be like Poison Fire or something like that. Yeah, it was basically giving... Well, I would look at moves like Coughing and Wheezing learned a lot of Fire-type moves. So I said, why not just make it Poison Fire? There's not a Poison Fire type in Gen 1. And why not? But... And then I think I made Marowak either Ground and Fighting or Ground and Dark or something. Ground and Dark or Ground and Ghost or something? I don't know what I was doing. And I made Farfetch'd, which is what I always thought... This is what reminded me of it. I always thought Farfetch'd should have been Flying and Fighting. Even before Hawlucha came out. And Doduo, because there was too many normal flying types. I made Doduo Ground and Flying, because I thought that made sense to me. And I made Spearow Dark and Flying, because I thought that made sense to me, Spearow and Fearow. Why did I bring this out? Why the hell did I bring this out? Well, it's only has 1 HP. But I had Marsha19 testing it, and he said that I changed the types a little bit too much. That he was having a hard time keeping track of it. But it's a much more textured thing, and I was trying to balance it, and I think I made Mewtwo Psychic Dark or something like that. Yeah, and it just ended up being... And I do have that version floating around somewhere on my computer, I believe. I still have it. Or Marsha19 at least has it. But, it was going to be too much for me. Like, I was changing the Pokemon, I think, too much. Because initially, well, what it started with, before I even added Dark, Steel, and Fairy, which was not easy to add, I just wanted to make very simply... This is why I got into ROM making in the first place, because I didn't like that there was 2 versions. I just wanted to make all 151 Pokemon catchable in Gen 1. That's all I wanted to do initially, and I accomplished that, and I just kept running with it. Like, I'm pretty sure I made Sandslash Ground Steel or something. Or I made Rhydon Steel or something. Or I made Onyx Steel. I should put it in the Discord. Yeah, okay. I can do that. I can do that. It's probably gonna use a Poison type move anyway. Oh no, use Growth. Okay, that's cool. But right now I'm enjoying this. I do think there's something special about the original 151, though. I think they're very, like, pure archetypes. A lot of Pokemon in other generations were, like, riffs off of that. Like, there were staples, like, up until Gen 5. You would always have... Oh, no, Rain Dance, no. But that's a cool option. Like, you would always have Psyduck in every region. You'd always have Zubat in every region. You'd always have Geodude in every region. So I thought there was something special about Gen 1. And I might go on to continue that project, but it was getting to be too different. Like, I wanted to give each Pokemon more of a purpose, so, like, some things like Hypno being Psychic Dark just made sense to me. But But then I started to change every little thing. Like Primeape, I made Fighting Dark, I think. Pinsir, I made Bug Fighting. Scyther, I made Bug Steel. Aerodactyl, I made Rock Dragon. Gyarados, I made Water Dragon. Seadra, I made Water Dragon too. Blastoise, I made Water Steel. And then I think the tipping point was when I made Voltorb and Electrode into Electric Ghost. And Marsha19 was saying, why can't I use Tackle against Voltorb? And at that point, I was like, okay, obviously at this point I'm changing too much stuff. I think I undid that change. There's a couple of them that I undid because I thought they were too crazy. But I liked Jinx being Ghost Fairy. I actually really liked that. Should make it Electric Steel. I thought about that, but Magnemite and Magneton are already Electric Steel. Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Onix, I'm pretty sure I made Rock Steel, because there's just so many... In Gen 1, there's so many Rock Ground types. You had Geodude, Graveler, Golem, and Onix, and Rhyhorn and Rhydon. I was like, that is... It's not enough of variety. For a limited slice of Pokemon, 151 to choose from, there's not enough of variety in there for me. So I wanted to make each thing its own thing. Like Coughing, Poison, Fire. Awesome. You know? Vulpix, Ninetales, I don't remember what I did with that. I changed Ninetales type to something, either Fire Psychic or Fire Fairy or something like that. And then I ended up making Growlithe and Arcanine Fire Electric. And that was kind of a big change, but I was actually happy with that change. I thought that was something that I was proud of that I came up with, because I always wanted a Fire Electric type. I don't think there is a Fire Electric type. There might be now in the new generation, but I don't believe so. Yeah, I wanted to have more ghosts. I think I had Ghastly Haunter and Gengar changed to Ghost and Dark, like Sableye or Spiritomb, so that their only weakness would be Fairy. Because I didn't really get even from day one, I didn't really get how they were poison. They learn a couple poison moves, but they don't seem like poison types. But anyway, yeah, Poison Dark or Ghost Dark, and then yeah, I wanted Jinx to be Ghost. I almost had Tangela be Grass Ghost, but I decided on Grass Dark. And Grass Ghost actually might not be so bad for Tangela. But then, yeah, Voltorb and Electrode, at that point I knew that was too much. Do you think it'd be okay if I play the ROM and give my opinion on what you should do differently to improve on? Yes, that's totally fine. I wonder if I have it. I might just be able to send it to you right now. I don't know if I have it on this computer, because my computer did get wiped, but I know Marsha19 at least has it. No, I don't believe I do have it, but I'll get it from Marsha19. He's got a Google Drive. He's got a Google Drive folder with all of our ROMs on it, and I can share that with you. Now, something I really liked was Pokemon Row, which is, I don't know what it stands for. Yeah, I think you did actually mention to me. You looked it up, and it doesn't stand for anything. But it's Open World Emerald. I really like that. I really like that because I was a big fan of Pokemon Theta Emerald, which the final version of that is coming out very soon. But Theta Emerald kind of got, I think a better version of that now is Inclement Emerald, which I really like. It's kind of very similar to Radical Red version of Emerald. And I always loved the Hoenn region and the Hoenn music and everything like that, and the gym leaders. But, I mean, nothing beats the original Kanto, but I really, really liked Hoenn. What in the fuck is that? I think I've seen the pre-evolution of this before. What is this? Poison Steel, yeah? I don't even know what that is, honestly. Yeah, I liked Inclement Emerald, but I really liked Row. And not only is Row Open World Emerald, and you can choose what town you start in, but they're actually adding the Kanto region to Pokemon Row, and they're adding the Sevi Islands to Pokemon Row. And I thought that was just incredible. I was such a huge fan of Pokemon Row, and they're adding so much stuff into it, they needed to free up some space. In the newest update of Row, they just got rid of all the Pokemon's cries. So every Pokemon just makes like a Bulbasaur cry, or standard cry. And they were like, yeah, we just need to free up space, and the audio took up a lot of space. And I didn't like that. I think that's big enough of a change. I was really excited for Kanto to come in and the Sevi Islands to come into Emerald. But I think that's big enough of a change that I just don't like it. I don't like it. Having all Pokemon in one game is awesome, but if they don't have their cries, well, what the fuck, you know? Yeah, I did not like that. I was really against that. But on the Discord of Pokemon Row, people are like, yeah, do whatever you gotta do. Screw the cries. Like, forget the cries. Like, who cares about the cries? Do whatever you gotta do. And I was like, I just don't like that. U-turn. I don't think he has anything to U-turn into, no. Can't wait till I get Surf. I wonder what's in the, power plant. I love Electabuzz. Oh, you know, I might go Electivire in this. Oh, Electabuzz, in my little thing of Gen 1, I made Electabuzz Electric Fighting. Because I thought it should have been. It had so many fighting type moves that it learns. Interesting here. Interesting. But, I did something to Magmar, because I changed Jinx, Electabuzz, and Magmar. Oh, yeah, nice. Boldore. Good Pokemon. No idea, I've never been to the power plant. Yeah, I wonder what's in there. Yeah, Boulder is a good Pokemon. Pure Rock type. And that's something that I noticed too, like, Pure Rock type gives it its own niche, aside from Geodude. Like, dual types you might think are more complex, but they have weaknesses. Every type has a weakness, obviously. But so Boldore is not 4 times weak to water, in the same way that Geodude is. Boldore evolved too late? Yeah, are you talking about Roggenrola into Boldore? Because Boldore evolves with, not friendship, it evolves with trade. Okay, I gotta go up there. Sandslash, that's cool. Oh, in this game? What level does it evolve? Like 40 or something? Usually when I do that, when I'm making ROMs, or at least Gen 3 ROMs, all the trade evolutions, whether it's Haunter, whether it's Kadabra, whether it's Graveler, or whatever it is, I always change that to friendship. Friendship. So like the earlier you catch it, the sooner it'll evolve, type of thing. Gastro Acid. Use some Moonlight here. Nice. I might pop another one. Mid-40s, yeah. Shield on, huh? Shield on. Damn. They're all using ancient power. Oh yeah, he's got fossils, yeah. kind of weird that you can't use bag items in battle, and I can understand why they do that to make it harder. Oh, you can use bag items in trainer battle. Okay, that's cool. It's just the boss battles. Okay, yeah. I can understand why they do that. Just seems like a big mechanic to remove. I don't like when they remove stuff. Like, I really didn't like that Row removed the cries, because I thought that was an integral part of Pokemon. I still do. Yeah, the Red ROM, yeah. I am actually proud of that. And it's in old graphics. It's kind of hard to look at versus something beautiful like this. But I like constricting myself to the mechanics at the time. And there's really not a lot of moves. That's the thing, though. There's really not a lot of moves. Some of the moves I changed their type, like Bite, I made Dark type, of course, you know. And just shit like that. Some things I made Fairy type, like Charm or whatever it is. Okay, yeah. But I am proud of that. I think it's something unique. I think it's something that hadn't been done before. I do like the graphics, yeah. Now, there's a good ROM, actually, that I like, called Red++. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good ability. And a lot of people, all the information I can find online says this is a Gen 1 ROM, and it's not. They say it's a ROM of Pokemon Red, and it's not. It's a Gen 2 ROM of Crystal. Because they've got the experience bar at the bottom, they've got all kinds of stuff. But Red++ is cool, and it's got Gen 2 graphics, which you can put into Red, the original Red, but... It plays really nicely. There's Red++, and it's the Kanto region, but it's got everything. It's got the original 151, but then it's got, like, everything related to that. So it's got Rhyperior, it's got Electivire, it's got Elekid, it's got everything related to the Gen 1 stuff. And that's fun to play around with. That's a good one there, Red++. And the thing I especially like about the just straight up GB files, whether it's Gen 1 or Gen 2, is they're so small. They're such a small file. I came out of here, yeah? Okay. Okay, Dwebble. Pretty sure I already encountered Dwebble. I think Dwebble you can actually catch in Mount Moon, if I'm not mistaken. There is something charming about the old graphics, yeah. But I'll tell you though, one thing I did do is, in that old Red ROM, the Gen 1, I made all the Pokemon sprites into their Crystal sprites. Because they still fit on the Game Boy, and it's just a much better... Some of those old sprites were not flattering, I believe. And in Crystal, by that time, it was very clear on like what every Pokemon like looked like and everything. Bring this back. I'll send in Vulpix here. So Vulpix has Serene Grace, and I hope that it keeps that as a Ninetales. I'm assuming it does. Was that a glitch that I got experience twice? I believe I got experience twice for that. When I used Volt Switch, I might have to rewind that and watch it, but I believe I used Volt Switch and knocked it out. My team got experience. I brought in Vulpix and it got experience again. That's what it looked like to me. Hey, Casual Explorer. I used to play Pokemon games like these. Never tried being a competitive player, trying to breed the optimal effort values and other hidden stats. That's something that I like about this game, is it makes it very easy to get a Pokemon good. Serene Grace, but what effects do I have? Extra Sensory does not. Okay, Extra Sensory can make it flinch. Good. That's the only one that I have that affects chance. You should try this, Casual Explorer, because they've added all the Pokemon up to the current gen. And even some extra stuff like that. Mega Evolution, Z moves, Dynamax. No flinch, dude, it got me. That stinker. Yeah, whatever. I'll just kill it. I agree with that, Casual Explorer. Like, it was too hard to build a competitive team in the vanilla games. Okay, look. So I get experience points here. Or was that his last Pokemon? Just got your dinner, bunch of Joudon. What are you eating? Okay, yeah, I guess it didn't work because he's out of Pokemon. I want to test that again. If I kill something with Volt Switch, I think I can get double experience. Oh, there's a legendary over there. Oh, and Ice Sandslash. Interesting, so I wonder... Oh, did it just become nighttime because it's 8 p.m.? Or is it on this floor is Ice Sandslash and on the other floor is regular Sandslash? Because that would be interesting. That's Ice. Oh, no, it changes at nighttime. And it must have changed from Boldore to Graveler here. Farbank and Minior, that's cool. Oh, and Lunatone, I see. I wonder if it changes from Solrock to Lunatone at nighttime. Yeah, it just hit nighttime. Sneasel is a good Pokemon. I would use Weavile, actually. Rice, chicken, and broccoli. Awesome. Holy shit! It's a shiny. Did they... They must have edited the shiny odds or something in this. Or I just got really, really fucking lucky just now. Wow. Okay, I'm definitely using that thing. I don't really want to bother with Pokemon anymore, says Casual Explorer, even if Nintendo wouldn't really...
Holy shit!
Track me down for using emulators and fan-made ROM hacks to play the older generation games I used to play. Yeah, they wouldn't track you down for playing it, but they would track you down... Or they would frown on you distributing it. Yeah, holy shit, dude. I wonder if the shiny odds are boosted in this game. Even if they are, I've not encountered any shinies until now. Should I use Ultra Ball, or what do I want to catch it in? Yeah, I'll use Ultra Ball. What was that? Oh, it was a critical capture, too! Wow, dude. That's really, really interesting. How does Weavile evolve in this game? Do we know? Metal Claw, awesome. Hone Claws, awesome. Yeah, I'm using this. I'm using this. I'm lucky that I found that. I might give it the Eviolite too for now. Wow, dude. This is a really unique encounter there. Duskstone. Okay, okay. Duskstone. Aerial Ace would be good with Sneasel. Power Up Punch would be good with Sneasel. Thief would be alright. Especially with all the items and stuff. Brick Break would be alright. Power Up Punch or Brick Break? I might go Brick Break, because I already have Metal Claw on here, which has a small chance to raise attack. I'd probably go over Agility. But I want it to learn Night Slash. And then I wonder if it's... I don't have an ability pill, do I? I already used mine on... I'm sure I can buy them somewhere. I'm sure I can find them somewhere. Oh, Rare Candy. I do have Rare Candies. Okay, Duskstone. I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, Terrakion. Okay, interesting. Wow, shiny Sneasel. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what Sneasel's alternate ability is. Other than, what does it have? I already forgot. Yeah, inner focus, yeah. Not bad, though. Snorunt would be interesting. They have Mega Glalie and they have Frostlass would be kind of cool. Frisk and Infiltrator. Okay, you know what? If I had Frisk, I would get Thief. And I would use this to farm items. That would be awesome. That's what I should do. Next time I get an ability pill, I think I'm going to make this a Frisk, Thief, Sneasel. And then ultimately a Frisk, Thief, Weavile. What do we got here? Oh, Ferroseed. Yeah. Yeah, let's check that out. I like that they use the legendary thing for this too. Legendary music. I think I'd be better off not Dynamaxing for this battle. But you know what? I don't think they do flinch. I don't think Dynamax Pokemon do flinch. I could be wrong about that. But I believe that they actually don't flinch. Oh, fuck. Damn, that was nothing. Ah, my special attack. Don't think so. They might not even get confused either. Or no, yeah, I guess they do get confused. Yeah, I don't think they do flinch, even if you were to use, like Fake Out or something. Interesting. I could hypothetically farm citrus berries off of these Dynamax wells. Yeah, actually, let's use this and see if I get it. The nest ball. No. Okay. Red shards. What are those good for? Are they good for, what, egg moves? Or move tutor? Move tutor or something like that? I gotta look that up, though, about the shiny odds. Damn, they got me. Tracking. Later on, you can get starter eggs using those shards. Oh, starter eggs, that's right. Yeah, so like red shards, fire starter. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I don't know about what the shiny rates are in Radical Red, but it says that using the Dex Nav does increase it, so that makes sense. 1 out of 4, 4096. Is that the same as vanilla though? Like vanilla red or the vanilla Fire Red? It says using Dex Nav does increase it though, which is cool. I don't mind that. I think it's awesome. Oh yeah, what's her name? Jasmine is gonna be in this. Her name's Jasmine. Steel type gym leader. Damn. Oh, increase on catch streak. So I guess, yeah, I wasn't even on a streak. Cool. Alright, I'm almost out of here. Mightyena. Nice. Damn. Flareon, very good. No, that's not gonna go well. People say Flareon is the worst evolution. Because it either has, I guess they say it has the worst moveset or something like that. Or at least back in the day. Oh shit! I don't want it to have huge power, that's for sure. Okay, I don't even think it knows any physical moves. Yeah, there weren't even that many fire-type moves in Gen 1. Don't try anything funny in the dark. Is that a sexual thing, or what? I don't know what that is. I love that animation. I think that's so cool. Damn! They got me. Sort of like Fire Spin and Tackle. Oh my gosh. Fire Spin has always been, or at least in early game, has always been like a high level move. Like I'm pretty sure it was the last move that Charizard learned naturally. It was a very, very high level move for Moltres. It was a very, very high level move for Magmar, I believe. But, it sucks, dude. It just sucks. I mean, for Gen 1, it's one of those things that, like, keeps the Pokemon trapped. freeze dry. Damn. Rain dance, huh? What a gauntlet this cave is. Gloom. No. Hear about the school that went back to COVID protocol. Oh no, I didn't know about that. That's interesting. I didn't know COVID was still like around. I mean, I'm sure there are people that still have it and people that are still getting it, but I thought people mostly just forgot about it. I think that's cool. I mean, I guess the school kids really don't like it because a big part of school is like being social and making friends and stuff. But I thought that was awesome, dude. I always wanted to just do school from home and not go into school. I hated school. New strain coming from Canada. Interesting. That's unfortunate. So was it in Canada that did that? Yeah, I guess online school. I'm sure it probably does suck. But you can bullshit. Like, I knew people that were still in school, or people that were, like, in college, too, during that. And you can, like, you can just bullshit. Like, you can have, like, YouTube in the other tab, and, like, you can turn your camera off. And then, like, people didn't really know how to use Zoom, especially some of the older teachers. So, like, you could get into somebody's class you're not supposed to be in and troll. I thought that was awesome. I saw people doing that a lot. I think that was awesome. That was easy to fail. Yeah. And people say, like, oh, I didn't get to walk, or whatever. Like, if they graduate, like, they really want to have this weird ritual that they have with the stage, and they shake your hand or whatever. I always thought that was kind of dumb. I'm not really one for, like, tradition. It's hard for me to, like, appreciate traditional rituals like that. Or, like, funerals, or just anything with, I have good manners. I have very good manners, but, I don't like requirements. Whether it's a dress code, like in funerals, you have to wear something specific, or, like, I just don't like conformity, really. You know, in my 7th grade year, nobody knew what to do, even the teachers. Oh yeah, I bet people were really confused, man. Golduck is such a great Pokemon, dude. That's another thing I did. Oh yeah, Water Psychic. Okay, cool. I was just about to say, that's one thing I did in my Gen 1 round, is I made Golduck Water Psychic. Oh my god! They fucking fooled me. I want Zorua. I'll tell you right now. I want Zorua. So they do have a Golduck, huh? Okay. This is probably won't even kill because my special attack's so low now. Nah. I'll hit one more. Do I have U-turn? Do I have the TM U-turn? I believe, yeah, Bugsy gave it to me, right? I wonder if I have anything that can learn U-turn. And Clobbopus. Damn, I would go Moonblast, but my special attack's so freaking low now. 8th grade year, I got a really bad accident, so I had to do online school again, which sucked even more. All my friends were in person. Wow, that really sucks. What, like a car accident? Or you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but that really sucks. Oh, Petal Blizzard, huh? It's a physical move, though. I like Petal Blizzard, but... Oh, Petal Storm, they call it, because they can't fit that many characters in there. That's weird that it has a different name in the chat text than in the actual thing. Okay, I've seen pretty much all I need to see here. What was I gonna check? I guess I was gonna use Pokevile. Oh, yeah, I was gonna... Oh! I'm mad, though, that the Pokedex doesn't work when you say search area. Process street driver hit you bad. Damn, dude, that happened to my friend, too, when he was in... Guess he must have been in his junior year or something that happened, yeah. That sucks, man, that's really terrible. It messed him up bad, like, he started hating humanity, and he started getting really... Like, the guy was Jewish, too. I mean, my friend's in Ireland, and he's like, a hardcore Catholic, because they love that shit over there. But the guy, like, really apologized. They didn't want to press charges or anything. He's like, I didn't know where I was going. But the guy was of the Jewish faith, and he was, like, starting to hate Jews and stuff because of it. And I was like, dude, just chill. He was starting to hate all kinds of stuff. Like, out of nowhere, like, his ex-girlfriend that he had the year before, he just started hating her. And I mean, I can get that, but it's like he was just had so much anger because of it, though. Kind of funny because you're still going to school, yeah. That sucks, man. Jeez, that sucks. Okay, so let's see here. I get experience. Azumarill grew. Vulpix grew. Now I switch Pokemon. And I get experience again, dude. Look at that. That's awesome. That's a glitch, for sure, but that's awesome. Crocalor. Okay, I've seen this, of course. That thing's just gonna destroy me. Yeah, that's definitely a glitch. But it's awesome. I can abuse that for sure. Damn, the burn. Discharge, yeah, I don't have the Volt... Do I have the Volt Switch? TM? Okay, I'm getting rid of Thunder Wave, though, because I have Static on that. There's a lot of times that I'm gonna use Thunder Wave, and they hit me first, and they get paralyzed anyway, so... Oh, yeah, another thing that I do is, like, weather. Because, like, Gen 3 engine has weather, so... On this route, I put rain. On the route south of Lavender with the docks and the water, I put rain. And on this route for Lavender Town, I have the thunderstorm. And I always thought that was cool. I'm used to it, thunder and lightning in Lavender Town now. I could do that on this round. Just a version of it with weather. Now. What am I looking at here? The Lavender Town Syndrome. Oh, this must be close to evolving. Crocalor here. When I went back to school's teachers made fun of me for my accident. I was really hating life. I felt self-conscious because of it. It sucked. They were making fun of you? Dude, that's sick. That's disturbing. That's really bizarre. Your history teacher, I also think she hated Muslims. Really? It's kind of bizarre. She just picked on a Muslim kid. Wow, what the fuck, man? That is really bizarre. That's weird. We've had teachers, or I've had teachers in high school that were like, they're not perfect people. There's one of them that, like, looked up a girl's skirt or whatever. Like, this girl, Sherry, dropped her pen and bent over to pick it up. And, like, the teacher literally, like, looked up her skirt. And, like, so this was, like, probably sophomore year of high school. So it's not even, like, she wasn't 18. She wasn't anywhere near 18. She was probably, like, 16 or something like that. And we, like, saw him. We were like, dude, what the fuck? Like, people straight up said immediately. They were like, did you seriously just do that? And he's, like, trying to be like, oh, well, whatever, like, or I don't know, I just saw somebody drop something or something like this. We were like, yeah, right, dude, that's fucked up. Like, she was cute. To us other 16-year-olds, it was like, yeah, she's a cute girl and stuff, but to an adult, and you're a teacher and stuff like that, dude. Because then people started saying, like, oh, nice, Sablonite. Then people started saying, like, is this why you're a teacher then, to, like, look at girls? And he's like, no. He was a computer teacher. He's, like, a CAD teacher. And people started calling him PDF file all the time. People were calling him PDF file. And he would get pissed off. He says, that's not fucking he says, that's not funny. I guess he didn't swear, but he said, that's not funny. He said, stop saying that. But we're like, dude, we saw you. We watched you do that. How did the girl react? She blushed. She was like... I mean, she wasn't, like, embarrassed. Like, she dressed up to be cute. She wore a short skirt because she wanted people looking at her. She knew she was cute. And, she likes... I can't speak for all girls, and I can't speak for all teenagers, but, like, if an adult is paying attention to you, what the isn't this a legendary? Cerulege? Isn't this one of the legendaries of Scarlet and Violet, if I'm not mistaken? Kind of interesting. Like, I don't know, I was a boy, I was, like, a 16-year-old boy, so, like, if a woman teacher, even if I wasn't attracted to her, if she was, like, gazing at me, or, like, biting her lip or whatever, like, if she was, like, obviously visually attracted to me, I would be, like, flattered. I don't necessarily know if I would say she was flattered, but she wasn't offended, and she wasn't gonna, like, whatever, get police involved or anything like that. But everybody else in the classroom was like, dude, we just watched you do that, dude. And people started calling him PDF file. And it's not like they were gonna hook up, or it's not like he was gonna ask her on a date or anything like that. It's just, like, it was just weird. And it was creepy, but she was like, she didn't think it was a big deal. Funny nickname, though. Yeah. Well, because he was a computer teacher. I might use this opportunity to train up something good. Instead of just getting my powerful Pokemon higher up into the 40s, I might... Well, I don't know. Because with the EXP share, I can just train anything at any time. Is Mischievous a Ghost Fairy in this game? It better be. Or no, I guess it wouldn't have been super effective if it was. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. Take your time. Slash, huh? I think I actually want to keep this for now. But I can relearn at any time. That's a good feature. Dusclops is a pretty cool Pokemon. Ah, shit. Well, there goes that. Gotcha. Who? What? Okay, Elixir. That's pretty good. Whoa, what the hell was that cry? Maybe that was Doublade or something? I don't recognize that. No Pokemon can be found here. That's interesting. Great ball. Cool. Bramblegast. Oh, this must be the evolution of the thing that I hatched. Weird. One eye is black with a orange iris, and the other one's orange with a black iris. I like this design. It's kind of interesting. There's a lot of grass ghosts now, though, if you ask me. Because there's obviously Pumpkaboo, Trevenant, and I think there's... Isn't that one Pokemon that's like a anchor? Or it's like a steering wheel of a ghost ship, I believe, is Grass Ghost? I could be wrong about that. Danny. Is there anybody up there? No. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And then now this one, too. Bramblegast or whatever. That's a good name. It's a blade. Damn, Iron Defense, huh? Nice. Wow, it's going. I don't remember if I asked you already, but do I watch anime? No, you know, I don't. I've tried to get into it a couple times. I watched, when the dub was coming out, I watched, Kill la Kill. And I did like that. Here we go, finally time to see what this is. I watched an anime called Yu Yu Hakusho, I watched most of, and I did like that one. When I was a kid, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh!, I watched Pokemon. Oh, interesting, yeah. So is this just a Skeledirge? Oh, is this a fire ghost type? It's got a cool design. Yeah, fire ghost. That's really interesting. Very interesting. Fire ghost. I love ghost types. Finds tag, good. Zombies. I just thought it was weird that she said that. I like these characters. They're possessed. Yeah, Jellicent's pretty bulky. I thought Jellicent was cool. It was a cool answer to Tentacruel. It's got the gender forms, the very distinct gender forms. I regained my senses. Yeah, some of the redesigns of Gen 5 I liked. Like, I did like that Jellicent. I liked Boldore and Roggenrola. I didn't very much like Timber and Girder and Conkeldurr. I mean, I get it. Okay. They really weren't that bad. They're just kind of weird. Weird looking. I liked Clink and Clang and Kling Clang. I thought it was cool. Ducklet, I didn't like as a replacement. I'm assuming it was a replacement for Psyduck. Psyduck is another one of those that was in every region. I didn't really like that very much. Woobat I liked. Woobat and Swoobat I liked. What else did they have? I guess they had Reuniclus as like an answer to Alakazam. It was pretty cool. I really like Alakazam, but I liked Reuniclus in its design and in its other stuff. Or I guess they had two. I guess they had Reuniclus and Gothitelle as well, I believe. Which I always thought should have been Dark type. Or Psychic Dark at least. I may as well turn the Repel on in here. But I looked at the whatever. I looked at the Dex Nav and no data is showing up. That was very interesting. Mimikyu. Now this is awesome. I like this. That's a Fairy Ghost type. I think that is a brilliant type combination, or Ghost Fairy. But I don't like the design of Mimikyu. People loved the design of it. Like when it first came out, people were like, "This is amazing design. It really wants to be like Pikachu because it's jealous or whatever." I don't know. I didn't like that very much. Oh shit. Yeah, it got me there. Come on now. Kinda interesting, I got Skeledirge in the Lavender Tower. Yeah, I like the design of this Pokemon. I think it's cool. I like the typing of it. I'm interested to see what it'll learn. It looks like it's learning, like, sound-based moves. Hyper Voice, Snarl. It wanted to learn Roar, I believe. Yeah. Shit, what do I get rid of, though? What's my opinion on what women's rights have become? I like it. I think it's awesome. I've always been a feminist. However... damn, I might get rid of Power Up Punch, because Double Edge is just so good, dude. I can always relearn. However, I saw something on Facebook, though, yesterday. It was an old photo from, like, the 50s, where this girl's walking down the street, and all these guys, all these construction workers, are whistling at her, and she's got a big smile on her face, and she's blushing. And, it made me think. I mean, people were talking about this in the comments, too. They're like, you know, culturally, this is how men and women interacted. Like, they're saying, look at this hot girl coming down. They're saying, wow, she looks great. They're saying, oh my gosh, like, wow. And she's, like, saying, like, oh, thanks. She's like really flattered, you know? But now, these days, that's not appropriate. And even since when I was growing up, that was, like, not appropriate. I wish that people could be happy. I think I like what women's rights have become, but the social relationship between men and women, I don't like what it's become. And I don't think it's too hard on men either. Because there's a lot of stuff that men used to get away with that they can't get away with now, which is good. So they have, like, Me Too stuff, especially in, like, the entertainment industry, where they're saying, like, if you want this, to play this role in this movie, then you have to do whatever I tell you, or whatever, something like that. And so I like that. I think that's what part of the women's rights progression. I think that's a positive thing. But then there's also some things where, like, I don't know necessarily where I stand on the whistling down the street. I think it would be I don't know. Because I've always been very, very nervous in how I treat women. Not that I'm even like a creepy type of person, but I never want to flirt. I always feel bad flirting. I never want to give out compliments. And I never even want girls to know that I like them. I'm getting better with it now, but ever since I was in a young age, I always thought, like, if a girl found out that I had a crush on her, she would be, like, really disgusted, creeped out. Like, I felt like I was doing something wrong by liking girls. These days, I can tell a girl I like her, even if I know that she doesn't feel the same way, and they will still say, like, thanks. Like, I like you as a friend, but thank you. And I'll say, like, oh, I know. I'm not even trying to flirt. I'll just say, like, I have a crush on you or whatever, and they'll say thanks, you know, which is cool. That's cool. I just don't want girls to get mad. I don't want anybody to get mad, really. Because I just thought about it from the opposite way. Like, if there's a girl that I didn't have feelings for and she told me she had a crush on me, I would say, like, thank you. Like, I'd say, like, I don't know, like, I'm not looking to be together, basically, no offense, but that feels good. I'll take it as a compliment, you know what I mean? And then, what else do I have to say with that? Now, they also say, though, that they had, during World War II, that they had a lot of the men out fighting and dying in the war, so they had women in the workplace. And that was a big part of women's movement. It was pushed by the government, but a big part of the women's movement is, like, women can do anything that men can do, socially. And they can be the breadwinners of a household or whatever. I'm not into money or working. I think that shit is really stupid. But if women want to do it, then, you know, they should be allowed to do it. But then I've also heard from a lot of women that they don't want to do that. That they are just, their brains work in a way that they, a lot of times, oh, yeah. And this is true of all types of primates, that they would actually want to stay home. I mean, there's, like, hunters and gatherers, you know what I mean? People will say that those types of things are imposed by society, that men are supposed to go out and hunt and women are supposed to stay in and gather or whatever, or help, like, raise the children. And I don't know that that's true. I think that there is a psychological difference between men and women, and I don't think society would push it if that weren't the case. I think some of the things society pushes is right, as far as, like, don't murder people, you know. I am not a fan of society, American or otherwise, but the older I get, the more I start to understand that, like, society is just like a large form collective psychology, you know, and the things that society says are right and wrong is a manifestation of what people actually feel and what people actually believe. It's not as external as people would like to imagine, as I had always imagined. I always thought that it was a force imposing itself on people who didn't even necessarily want to follow society's rules. But it wouldn't be the way it was. Social norms, even as much as I don't like them, they wouldn't be the way they were if people didn't want it to be that way. So I think you know, women's rights, anything that, like, gives them more options on what they want to do with their lives, I think is good. But then anything that pushes them into, like, there's now a cultural expectation for women to work, and that was never a thing. I don't think there should be cultural expectation for anyone to work. But I will tell you, women get really mad if a guy's not wealthy, or if a guy's not chasing money. Or if a guy doesn't care about, like, I really don't care about having a career. There's things that I am passionate about, like video editing. There's things I'm passionate about creatively, but making money is not one of them. And women really do not like that. People will write me off as, like, a loser sometimes, because society expects men to be interested in that. And the reason society expects men to be interested in that is because women expect men to be interested in that. In a general sense, everybody is different. But, I think the more options people have, the better. Yeah, there's some things that are part of the women's right movement that women actually don't want to do. Like, yeah, like I said, I do know a good amount of women that actually don't like working, and they don't like the expectation for them to work. Which I agree. I don't like men working, and I don't think men should. I don't think humans should have the expectation to work. But that's just me. That's a very unpopular opinion. But I can comprehend that. I can understand that. Then what else have we got here? Women, like, chivalry, I guess, is a part of that. Like a man sacrificing something for a woman, like, for a woman, if they're classically, if there's a rain puddle, a guy would take off his jacket or whatever and have the woman walk on his jacket, and it would get wet. And that's a nice thing to do for a woman. But now, I don't know how people would approach that now. I've never seen anybody do that outside of, like, film. Cinema. Do you think women take advantage of men even though they want to be equal to them? No. I think some people take advantage of other people. I know women that take advantage of men, and I definitely know men that take advantage of women. And I think that is I don't think that's a guy or gal thing. I think that's an individual thing. People's like predispositions and just like their nature or whatever. Yeah, some people are just like will take advantage, other people will not take advantage. I know of girls though that, and these are like selfish people, but I know of girls that they're real good looking, and they will go out and have guys buy them dinner and stuff for fun, just because they want like free food and stuff. And I get it too. I think if I was maybe better looking, and not like girls are lining up to pay for guys' dinners, but if I was a hot chick, I think I probably would do that though too. That I would go out with people that I wasn't interested in and have them pay for and give me gifts and stuff like this. I think I probably would do that. I'm gonna get some extra experience from this. I think it's a little cruel. Yeah, I agree with that. But I would be a lot braver if I was a good-looking chick. I would be less concerned about being cruel. I'd be more comfortable being cruel. Now, I know of guys that will, like, break girls' hearts and say, like, oh, I love you and I want to start a life with you, and they'll go out and cheat or something like that. I mean, girls will do that too. But, I think that's cruel, and that's something that I don't think that I would do. I had one girl that, really liked me. I really liked her, and she slept with me. I mean, we slept with each other, and we had a good time. And she was saying, I think we should get together, because we like each other. But also, she said, I want you to know that I date, like, all these guys. That she has, like, a bunch of boyfriends, because that's what she believes in. And she's, like, polyamorous, is what she said. And, I said, well... She says, if you want to date, then, you know, you have to know that and be okay with that. I said, well... I wish she had told me that first, before we started getting together, but I said, okay. I said, you know what, I actually did like her enough that I said I would try that out. But I did not like it. She would, like, make us compete and stuff. Like, she had, like, a list. She says all girls have a list, whether they're polyamorous or not, of guys that they like a ranking, you know? And so, people would move up and down on the list. Well, I have some open... Yeah, sure, Casual Explorer. Sure, I'd love to hear it. People would move up and down on the list, and so she would say she's doing the right thing and she's doing the nice thing by sharing the list with us. And I'm sure you had that girl. Everybody had that girl. No, I'm just joking. Not the girl, but yeah, she got around. But so she would say, I'm doing the nice thing by letting you know the list. So she would come over, and actually she would like stay, because this was when I was at the commune, and people would just like stay over. So she stayed at my place most of the time, but she would go around to different dudes' places. And I wasn't comfortable with it, but I agreed that it was acceptable and that I would try it out. And it didn't make me feel good. It made me feel bad, you know. But I liked her enough that I said I'll do it and I'll put up with it. And I was usually either at the top of the list or near the top, but sometimes I would be put down on the list not because I did anything wrong, but just because some other guy did something right, or like they had a really good night together or whatever. That I say, and it would suck too, because it eventually got to the point where she didn't want to drive around and show everybody the list all the time, so she had it on a Google Doc that she shared with us all. And that was fucked up, because basically I had to log in to the computer every morning and see like how much my girlfriend loved me. And that sucked. And like sometimes I would see, oh, like someone else, like Lewis is viewing this document at the same time as well. And I was like, no, fuck that. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, okay, I'll have Ice Beam. Very mentally draining. Yeah, I agree. It got bad. It got bad. Because she would see people, and she was supposed to be honest with it. This is her rule about it, is that she wanted to be honest about it. But she would tell me, though, she would say, oh, I don't even know what this is. Is this Sliggoo? The alternate version of Sliggoo? I don't know what that is. But she would say, like, stuff like, she'd be like, listen, and she would try to break up with me a couple times, because she knew that it was bad for me. And I'm really sensitive to that kind of thing. I get attached. So she would say, like, look, I like, yeah, it's alternate Sliggoo, which is, I believe, a steel type. And so she would say, listen, she'd be like, here's what I love. She was cool. She was cool. She had a shaved head and would not shave her armpits, but she was good looking enough that, like, it worked on her. I thought it was cool. But she said, listen, though, she says, I hate men, and what I like to do is, like, get guys riled up and, like, build up their egos and, like, crush them and make them, like, squirm or whatever, emotionally speaking. And I like messing with guys and, like, their hearts and their minds and stuff. But she would say, you're really different. She would say to me, she would be like, you're different and you really don't deserve the way that I treat you. So we ought to just not see each other anymore, because I can tell that it's hurting you. And, I couldn't tell her to not do that stuff. It'd be like telling a fish not to swim. That's what she liked to do. That's what she decided she wanted to do with her life, and that's what, like, her thing was. So her solution to that was not to treat me any better, but to just stop seeing each other. And I would say, no, because I like you so much, and I'll just get used to it, and I'll make it work, or whatever. And she's like, are you sure? Like, are you serious? Like, you're miserable dating me. And I was like, yeah, but I like you, you know? So I'd convince her to keep it up. And, so it was kind of my own fault, basically. And, it ended up being that it was like, it was the beginning of October, and me and my housemates at the commune were all going to go out to, the pumpkin patch and get pumpkins. And my girlfriend, too, Katie. Her name was Katie, but it was like KT. She would go by KT, which I thought was cool. Shaved head and everything. But, she was supposed to come with us, because she was kind of like a little part of our little, like, family at the commune. She was over so often, you know, and there's so many of us living together, that people liked her, you know. And I liked her. I loved her. But I said, we're going to the pumpkin patch, and she's like, okay, I'm coming with you. She said she's finishing up some homework at the coffee shop, and she'll come over. But then she said she's just going to keep doing homework at the coffee shop. She said, why don't you get me a pumpkin, and I'll pay you back for it. And I said, all right, cool. And I did get her pumpkin. But I didn't see her at all, like, that whole month. And I knew that she was seeing somebody new, or whatever. And it ended up being October 31st on Halloween. I said, Katie, are we going to carve these pumpkins or not? Like, everybody in my household was waiting so that we could all carve pumpkins together. And Katie was just not showing up. It's on Halloween. I said, Katie, come over. And she says, well, can't we do this, like, another time? I'm, like, busy right now. And I was like, dude, it's Halloween. No, we can't do it another time. But it's Halloween. And, she was like, fine. I said, come over here right now, seriously. She's like, fine. And she did. And we carved pumpkins and we had fun. But she said, like, oh, I don't want to sleep together tonight. And I said, or whatever, dude. Fine. I'm not even going to make a big deal out of it. I said, whatever, that's fine. Whatever you want to do is fine. And she said, I also don't want to sleep together anymore. Because when we were supposed to go to the pumpkin patch, I met someone at the coffee shop, and I was like, yeah, I know, and, like, didn't tell me. She's like, and I didn't tell you, and we went back to his place. I said, yeah, and she's like, and we slept together. I was like, yeah, dude, I can tell, and you lied about it, and you kept it secret. I haven't seen you all month, and she was like, yeah, but she said, but, I've never seen this, Dondozo, but she said, but, and I'm sorry if this is maybe too graphic or too personal. This really affected me. This really affected me in a negative way, and it stuck with me for a long, long time. It still kind of does stick with me. But she says, listen, we were sleeping together, and he says, I mean, I don't even necessarily want to get into this nasty language he was using, but he basically says, you're mine, and you're all mine, or whatever, to Katie, and he says, all these other guys that you're seeing, you're going to be done with them. And you're going to come over whenever I say, and you're going to do whatever I say. And she was like, she told him, yeah, that's cool. She wanted to do that, and she liked the guy. And she said she wanted to keep that promise to him and not sleep with me anymore. Or anybody else. Because she said that I've been so nice, letting her be polyamorous and letting her see all these guys. But that what she really needed all along, and was waiting for someone to do, is to tell her, no, you're all mine, or whatever. And that pissed me off. I was like, dude, I cannot believe you made me play this stupid little game of that I have to be okay with you seeing other people, and all you wanted the whole time was somebody to say, to not do that? I loved her. I did at the time. But that, when she said that to me, I was just like, I started laughing. I said, I cannot believe I let another human being treat me like this. I said, get out of here, Katie, and I never want to see you again. Don't come back. I never want to see you ever again. She's saying, okay, I'm sorry. I said, go, dude. Like, get out of here. Go. And my housemate, Dandelion, I was, like, crying in the library room of this big commune area that we had. And, because, like, my heart was broken, dude. But my roommate Dandelion could hear me, and he was saying, oh, hello. I love Dandelion. He says, hi. How are you doing? I said, well, I'm not doing good, Dandelion, because Katie and I just broke up. And he said, yes, well, I heard you guys yelling, and I just want to check in on you and see if you're okay. I said, I'm really not okay, dude. I'm miserable. And he was saying, yes, well, he says, you're so sensitive to stuff, to good things and bad things. And you feel things very, very strongly. And that I had better get used to it because that's just my nature. And that I'm lucky, too. That good feelings are good. Strong feelings are good because they're strong. Even a bad feeling, if it's strong, I'm lucky to be able to feel such strong sensations. And at the end of our lives, all that really matters is the sensations that we felt along the way. And, like, Katie poked her head in, and she was like, you really should listen to him, because Dandelion's right, he's always right. I said, what are you still doing here? Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. She said, sorry, I was just grabbing some clothes and stuff from your room. I said, go, 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 go. I never saw her again. Thank goodness. Because she made me miserable. I was really attracted to her, and I really did love her. I had very strong feelings for her. But, I was miserable. Like, I was changing my whole wardrobe and stuff like this. She was always telling me she wanted me to be more masculine or whatever. She wanted me to do this or that, or, like, exercise more, or cut my hair, or whatever. And I would do all that stuff because I wanted her to make her happy, but I just need somebody that likes me as I am, basically. Okay. Sorry, Casual Explorer. I wanted to get done telling that story. So tempting to believe all women fit one mold, but each woman is different from the other in spirit. I would even say, I think you're thinking even too much in terms of men and women. I think it's human. Each human is different in terms of spirit. That's what I believe. The illusions of societal conformity makes it seem that they are the same. Some women are not afraid to be individuals, even if they go against the popular stereotype. Oh yes, I agree with that. And that's actually something I liked about Katie, is that I didn't like the way she treated me, but I liked that she had an unconventional lifestyle, I guess. And it was kind of attractive. I mean, not that she's going around sleeping with so many people, but it was kind of like she was good enough looking, and she had a very, like, hot attitude that was like, she was a likable gal, and everybody wanted a bite of her. Casual goes on to say, even if it doesn't seem like it now, there are good women out there who want you for who you are, not who they can change you into being. Oh yeah, it does seem like that. It does seem like she was an exception. I don't think that women are all like that. I don't think that people are all like that. No matter what I do, and no matter what I'm like, there will be girls that like that. It might not always be who I want it to be, but there's so many people in the world, and everybody's so different, that I could move to Omaha, Nebraska and start smoking crack if I wanted to, and there would be girls that are into that. Not that I would ever do that. He goes on to say, I know it sounds odd, but you don't have to settle for crap from hurtful women. We get the love from others we think we deserve, but can fall for the trap of expecting low quality. Know your worth and expect better. Yes, I'll tell you, Casual Explorer, but sometimes I do need to date low-level women, because I will go years and years without seeing anybody. And it's like, somebody's better than nobody. It sucks. It's usually pretty much never the people that I want. There's people that I love and I wish I could be with, you know. And I think about, when I'm with people, I think about, like, how much stronger my feelings are for somebody that I really have a crush on. But I don't have that option. I basically have to just take what comes, even though it's maybe not fair to the girl. I mean, I'm trying to make her happy. She likes me. These girls like me. I try to make them happy, but I'm not very happy at the end of the day. But I guess I'm much happier than I would be if I were alone. He says, I live by that motto. I'd rather be alone than with some women who treat me worse than garbage. Knowing and improving your self-esteem and increasing your self-love. Improve yourself and live well, and you might encounter a woman who appreciates you. Yes, but okay, so for example, I saw a long time ago a documentary about birds. Birds that will have, they're birds in the jungle, and they've got very bright colors. They will clear off a little area and puff out their feathers in a very weird shape, very bright, flashy colors, and they'll dance around in very weird patterns, weird movements to attract a mate. You know? And I realize people do very similar things, and I've had times where I clear off an area, and I'll puff out my brightest colors and sing my prettiest songs, and I'll be dancing around to try to attract a special bird. You know? And sometimes, I don't even get done with my dance. I'll be dancing and I'll turn around and the bird's gone. She will just fly over somewhere else to some other bird. You know? And it sucks. That's not a good feeling. But, oh, this is a very interesting battle. Then sometimes some bird that I'm not even signaling to will notice me and be attracted to my colors and come over in my area and start making herself at home in the little area that I cleared off. And you might say, well, that's a good thing, but it's actually not a good thing, because I can see this other bird, the one that I was trying to attract, she's over there flapping with another bird, And I've sat here. I've got some bird building a nest in my little area, and it's not always cool. It might seem like a good problem to have, I guess, but it's not always rainbows and sunshine. I'll tell you that. It's sad. It's really sad. Alright, enough of that now. Come on. What am I doing? Does Hyper Voice hit both of them? Yes, it does. I really like this Pokemon Toxtricity. Poison electric type. Very, very interesting. Good convo. Yeah. Oh, yeah, good conversation. But it's very uncomfortable to talk about. It makes me feel bad about myself. I don't mind chatting about it here and there, but I can only take so much, and I think I probably ought to chill out a little bit now, because I'm starting to get too down on myself here. I like the low form, the bass guitar form of Toxtricity. I'm not sure what their stats differences are. Is it the blue one's defensive and the yellow one is offensive? Is that right? Oh no, don't be sorry for bringing it up. It's a good conversation to have. But it is just not an easy conversation to have. I mean, that's what I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I think it's good to get that stuff out. But in low doses. I can't dwell on this all night long, you know, or else I'm just going to drive myself insane. Now, in the, is it Sun and Moon, or is it, I guess it's in Sword and Shield, they have, either Toxtricity can become Gigantamax Toxtricity, and they share a Gigantamax form. However, in this game, that's actually a Mega Evolution, and so they both will evolve into the same Mega, Evolution. Which is cool. But I believe either one's offensive and one's defensive, or one is physical attack and one's special attack. That's what I believe. I don't think they have different movesets. I think they learn the same movesets. But I don't know 100% the... I used in a previous version of Radical Red. Actually did use Toxtricity, and it just happened to be the one I wanted, which was the low form, the bass guitar form, or whatever. Casual Explorer says, it's kind of complicated with me because I'm not a romantic person. Oh yeah, that's right, you have mentioned that to me. And so he says, I don't do courtship stuff. He goes on to say, I don't chase after, or suck up to women. I just am myself. I actually found my inverse, in a way, a woman who is a mirror to me. Yeah, you did mention that to me too. How is she doing? But considering what you just said, it's ironic that we aren't a couple. We're dear friends, and we're quite happy with that. So, sorry. I hope I can cheer you up tonight. Yes, there's one special gal in my life who I've had entanglements with in the past. We've crossed paths a couple times over the past 4 years or so. She's very, very special to me. I have very strong feelings for her. But every time we get together, our feelings grow very, very fast. We get along so well, and we're very compatible. But she's not the type of person to settle down. And she gets weirded out. She gets nervous that her feelings for me start getting so strong, and especially that my feelings for her start getting so strong, that she says, let's call it off. You know, and a year will go by, or 2 years will go by, and we'll actually cross paths again, and we'll go down the same road again, and the same thing will happen again. But this time, we are trying to be friends. We're trying to be friends, which is very easy because we get along so well. We can spend hours, even days together, and just talking. And she'll often, like, we'll like get in bed together. The big thing is we slept together as soon as we met each other right off the bat, and it was like too soon for that to happen. But we will sleep together, not sleep together, but we will like literally like just sleep. Like we'll whatever, sleep and then wake up the next day and continue hanging out. Because we will hang out until we're burnt out. Like we can't hang out anymore, and we just want to keep talking. So we'll fall asleep and wake up and keep hanging out. But she's a dater. She likes dating guys and getting with guys that she doesn't have feelings for. She just wants to play around, you know. And not like Katie, not like my ex-girlfriend. Doesn't like messing with people, but she's a casual dater. She does not take relationships seriously, and she doesn't really have the capacity to take relationships seriously, which is such a shame because I take them very, very seriously. I'm super sensitive, and it sucks that we like each other so much, but we're so similar in almost every regard except for how we date. Our dating styles are pretty much opposite. But she says, you know, I'm not going to be this way forever. She just says, I'm a young girl, you know, like, she's in her early 20s, and I'm in my 20s, so she says, someday I am going to be ready to settle down, you know. And I say, well, that's nice and everything. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't really think of anybody else in that way. I really like her a lot. But I don't want to wait for her while she goes out and has fun. And I'm just sitting alone waiting for her, you know. That's not very flattering, and that's kind of the way that it's panning out to be. And I kind of have to hide from her that I feel so strongly about her because I don't want her to freak out. And I don't want to be jealous because I want her to do her thing. I want her to do her thing. You know, as much as it sucks, kind of. It's like, if she wasn't who she was, I wouldn't like her as much. That's part of who she is, you know. So, it's tricky. It's tricky. I think it's leaning to the way that we are going to be together someday, but I'm going to be uncomfortable maybe with that because of all this experience that she's getting, meeting people and seeing people and experience in bed and stuff like this, and I really am not doing that because I'm so hooked on her and her, you know, attention and stuff like this. So, which is okay. It doesn't make me resent her. It doesn't make me dislike her at all. But it makes me dislike myself for not being good enough. That's the thing, I am good enough, it's just that I'm not a casual type of person. I don't take it lightly. And she's the type of person that takes all this stuff very lightly, you know. It's nothing against me, it's just that it's nothing against me. That's just the way that we both are, you know. And it's a shame that that's the case. Very complex situation. Friends are more important than being a couple. Friendship is the stuff of true love, no matter what kind of relationship you establish with women. Oh yeah, she's told me some stuff about her parents and her childhood that she wouldn't dare ever tell anybody that she's sleeping with. She doesn't take those people seriously. Those people to her are disposable, you know, and she'll swap them out whenever she wants on a whim, you know. And they're not close. She's not close with people that she kisses and sleeps with, stuff like this. But we're very, very close, and I don't know. That's just the way that she is, I guess. But I'm much closer to her. I'm the closest person to her in her life, even though we're not sleeping together. But we have slept together, though, and stuff like this, too. So, like, I don't even know what there is to be jealous of because I have been with her. I don't know. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Something I've been thinking about for the past couple of years. Oh. Mega Ring. Do I get... Oh, yeah, that's right. Doesn't Mr. Fuji give me the Mega Ring? Is that correct? So first I have to get the... Oh, Drampa's here. First I have to get the, Poke Flute. Or first I have to get the Sylph Scope. Then clear out Lavender Tower, and then I get Mega Ring? Is that correct? Oh, you're in your 20s. Explains a lot. Even though I'm not a romantic person, says Casual, there are certain ideals I believe in. I believe in destiny. If you two are truly destined, you'll cross paths over and over again. That is actually exactly what has happened. Okay, repel off. And if she is your fated love, she will choose you in the future. People change over time, but destiny binds true lovers together. That is right. That is actually, right. And it's not very comfortable for me I don't know that it's necessarily very comfortable for her either, but it's what we're doing. It's the pattern. We've determined at this point that this is the pattern, that we could keep hooking up and breaking up until the end of time. But we actually don't want to do that. We actually want to spend time together. If she's really doesn't want to be in a relationship with me or with anybody, then as much as it sucks, I don't want to do that stuff with her either. I do want to, my body wants to, and is physically attracted to her, but I know that it would be a nightmare. I know that she would say, we're getting too close, let's take a break, and that I would say, no, because I love you so much, and I would cry about it, my heart would be broken. I know that would happen because it's happened already, enough times. It's happened a few times, and I don't want to keep doing that. So we're trying to break the cycle, we're trying to be friends and be close and do cool stuff together. We have really special moments together where, like, classically, people would kiss, you know? Climbing up on the roof and looking at the stars and stuff, talking about our dreams. I always ask people if they have weird dreams, you know? And she's got good dreams. And she will actually listen to my dreams. She's one of the only people I know that will actually listen to my dreams. Yes, alright, finally, here we go. I'm catching this thing. I am catching the hell out of this thing. Now that's a frisker. Interesting. I'm catching the shit out of this thing, dude. Now. I don't want to kill it. It's a very complex situation. You're so young right now. Let yourself change as you gain experience in life. Allow her to do the same. I'll tell you why I'm advising this. Oh yeah, sure, tell me why. That's what's really important to me. I think we're both going to change a lot. And so it would be better to stay in touch than to not. And I just have to keep that in mind, too. It's easy as a guy to think, like, that you're just not high up enough on their list. It's easy to think, like, what do they have that I don't have? But this is not one of those scenarios. It's really easy to think of, like, whatever. I don't know. It's easy to think of it like that. Very, very easy. But that is actually not the case in this scenario. And I'm not being stupid by being her friend. I'm not being, like, a friend zone. It's not even like a friend zone type of thing. It's just a very complex situation that took us a while to figure out that we want to both be careful about and get right. It's one of these things that it's like, okay, it's serious enough and that we want to be careful about it and we don't want to be reckless and, like, screw around. Or, you know, she's got people that she can be reckless with. And she'll, like, go on dating apps and just meet strangers that she knows are, like, just disposable to her, that she can be reckless with and break some hearts. By accident, you know, it's not like she's evil, but that's just her nature, and she says, okay, I need people that are, like, expendable, guys that are just want to, you know, whatever. And I get, you know, it sucks from my perspective going and watching her do all this stuff. I mean, not that I'm watching her, but you know what I mean. I know that she's off flapping around with other birds. And she'll tell me about it sometimes too, like, oh, I've been seeing this guy or whatever, and I say, okay, you know, don't love hearing about it, but we're friends, we can confide in each other and stuff. And I tell her about people I date. I still date people, but it's not the same. I'm always thinking about her. And, I don't know. I mean, I could talk about that for days. I do talk about that for days at a time. Now, Casual says, I've done frank discussions with a married couple that used to be like you and she is now. They found themselves later in life and chose each other. And though they have their disagreements and argue in front of others, they have a bond of unbreakable love. They're best friends to each other and prove to come together after every problem they have. Wow, that's inspiring. That's wonderful to hear. I'm actually very pleased to hear that. I'm very pleased to hear that. That's interesting. So how old were they when they finally got together? Not that I can make an accurate estimate about my own life, and not that I even want to get my hopes up in one direction or the other. I just want to let it go however it'll go. fucking poet. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Casual Explorer definitely has a way with words. That's for certain. I'm looking for stuff to train right now. Gyarados, I should probably get up. Let me get something that I don't know about. Let me get something. I've got an Applin there. Okay, I got Bramblin. Let me try and just raise that and see what that's all about. Drifblim I really like, but let me try and raise this and I'll see what this is about too. Put that away for now. I like Mimian too. Okay. Well, I have to admit that can be true. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, it's true. It's true, certainly. Okay, a Drampa. I didn't bring very strong Pokemon here. Okay, this is only level 28. I really like that they made this a part of the game. Oh, dude, yeah, I've got Ice Beam. No, not Switch. I've got Ice... Well, yeah, Switch. I've got Ice Beam, This is awesome. I've got Ice Beam with, Serene Grace. That's awesome. Yeah, there's been a girl, at work that really likes me. Really likes me. She's been asking to hang out. And, I am hanging out with her. Here and there. She's very cute. She's a little bit younger. But she just adores me. And, she just adores me. And, but I tell her, listen, I have this friend that I like a lot. That I pretty much... I mean, one could say that I'm in love, basically. Okay? And this friend and I spend a lot of time together, and we have a history together, but it's not going to happen. And in the meantime, I am dating other people. And I say to this girl who just, like, is head over heels for me, I say, you're cute, I like you, but you ought to know that I have strong feelings for somebody that I spend a lot of time with, you know? And she now is, I mean, this girl that really likes me here. She's really pushing. She wants something to happen between us. And I could date her. I guess I wouldn't mind dating her, but I don't like getting into a relationship with the mindset of this is going to be temporary. Even though I know most relationships are. That's something that Katie would always say. Katie would always say, like, we're not going to be together forever. And I was like, dude, don't say that. And she's like, well, I'm serious. Like, there's so many people and we're so young. Like, we're not going to be together forever. And I was like, yeah, okay, that might be true. I mean, I get it, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to plan on that, you know? And so, I don't know if I should date this girl or not, because she likes me a lot more than I like her. I am kind of lonely. I could use the affection. She loves me. And, I mean, I'm definitely good enough for her. But this is not the bird I'm trying to attract. This is just some bird that liked my colors and it now wants to build a little nest in my area. And that's fine and everything like that, but it's... I just want to be careful with it. I just want to be careful with it. Because it's unfortunate that we don't actually feel the same way about each other. She likes me a lot more than I like her. And, it would be nice to get together with somebody, but it's not the person. And I already know that this is not the person for me. So would it be fair to her to get together? I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about lately. We're supposed to hang out soon in just about a half hour here. Casual Explorer says they settled on each other in their 30s. They even have children. The woman actually is an ex-husband after joining together in marriage with him. Oh, really? That's kind of a shame. She definitely knows what not to do to keep a marriage together, and he made up his mind to confess his love for her. Ender King says, I think it might be worth a try, though. What if you end up really liking her? Well... what if? I like this Pokemon Salazzle. I actually really want to use one, either in this playthrough or maybe in another, but... if I end up really liking her, I suppose I should give it a fair try. But I have been now through enough scenarios that I actually know what I want for the first time in my life. And I know what I need in a relationship too. And I do like this girl, but it's not the type of girl that I can just hang out with her for days and days on end and lose track of time like that. She's not a perfect match for me like the other girl is, but she's available. And the girl I love is not available. So I don't know. I've definitely been thinking about it. I'm not exactly a woman pleaser, so I don't have experience to go off of. Oh yeah, trust me, I didn't start dating until I was probably 19. Girls really did not like me. Or at least that's how I felt. I did not know this could learn extrasensory. I felt very unlikable, and I was also not good looking either. Until probably I was 23 or 22. That I actually got good looking. And thank God I did. But I was really, like... no, I don't want to say I was exceptionally bad looking, but I was pretty much... not the type of person that girls would like. I had never had a girl have a crush on me until much later in my life. I mean, not that I'm very late in life anyway. But until I was well into my 20s, early 20s, mid-20s, is when I blossomed, so to speak, and that women actually started really liking me. I mean, some, you know. Even girls that don't have a crush on me really like me because I'm very polite. I'm not a type of person to go to bars and like hit on girls and like pick up girls, which sucks because a lot of girls, like, they say that it bothers them, but a lot of girls actually respond to that, and it's these guys that end up getting girls, which is okay. It's okay, but I'm not a person to convince somebody to like me or convince somebody to sleep with me. I'm really uncomfortable doing that kind of thing. I'm not good at flirting. I'm too polite, and women actually like that. I make them feel safe, not like I'm drooling over them or ogling at them or anything like that. I'm very respectful, even of people that I am very attracted to. But they need somebody that's more aggressive too. Generally speaking, at least the girls that I know. I ought to be more aggressive, and I would be much better off. I'd be much more successful in the dating world if I were more aggressive. But I'm just not. It's just not in my nature. Ender King says, today girl asked me out, but her friend asked for her. And I don't know what to think about it. That's interesting. Well, the one that likes you probably just couldn't work up the courage to do it herself. Not because she doesn't like you, or not because she didn't want to ask you. It's kind of embarrassing to have a friend do it for you. And so I'd say props to her for liking you enough to have her friend do it for you. That means, like, she really wants to be with you, but she has a hard time. I guess she was very scared of rejection and wanted, like, a shield for that. So I guess it depends on if you like her or not. I would say, you know, it's safe to grow close to her. But here's the thing, though. People will ask each other out before getting to know each other. And then you get to know each other in the context of dates. Which is really backwards. It seems like that's the way it works. Like, if you see a girl that you're attracted to, you say, do you want to go out on a date? And then you introduce it, and then you get to know each other. That is classically, I guess, how people do it. But it is so terrible. that really, I have learned the hard way that I ought to only be dating people that I know well and that I've been friends with for like a long time, like at least over a year. Then I can start, you know, once I know somebody and once I know their patterns and what they're like and what they're into and their personality and their flaws and stuff like that, then I feel comfortable entertaining a relationship with that person. I'm so sick of dating strangers. It's insane. The idea of dating a stranger is usually what people do, whether they're on a dating app or whether they see a girl that works at a coffee shop or something and they say, one of these days I'm going to ask her out. It's such a backwards concept that, like, I really only want to be that close to somebody that is not a stranger. I had a similar situation, Casual Explorer says, wherein I consider the possibility of loving another woman in the strange way I do. I spoke with her, the woman who is my inverse, asking if she'd be jealous if I fell for another woman in true love, but she just asked me why it would even matter to her. I found that comforting to have her, quote, blessing, to pursue a woman in the event of true love forms for another woman. Just to be clear, it was a hypothetical, just a what if. So you never followed up with that other girl? Ender King says, I've, like, never talked to her either. I've never even dated. Yeah, I didn't date till I was much older, so I was 19. But I think she asked you out on a date, or she asked you to go out, like she had her friend ask you to be her boyfriend. Because I could never be boyfriend and girlfriend with somebody that I've never talked to. That would be insane. That's what children do. I guess you guys are children, technically. But you could say to her, what I would say to her, having known much more, is I would say, let's get to know each other, and let's be friends, but not in like a friend zone type of thing. Like, it's not like I'm writing you off as a partner. I'm just saying, before we partner up, let's get to know each other. And then, if we both feel like we want to do it, then let's do it. But not to start out in a romantic context, because that is just a recipe for disaster. Casual says, I didn't have another woman I fell for. Just consider that as a possibility. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. That is what you meant by it's a hypothetical. Yeah, me and this girl later tonight are gonna get tacos and watch a movie. And, that should be fun. I like spending time with people. But I know what I like and I know what I need and stuff like that. And all I can do is just be as honest as I can with her. It sucks to hear from someone you like that, like, if I really liked a girl and they said, well, I'm just in love with this guy and I'm waiting for him and I hope we end up together one day, and he's off going dating a bunch of people, but I really like him and I really like, I will date you if you want to, but just keep in mind that I really, really like him. Like, I would not want to hear that. But I can't not tell the girl that. Like, it's true. It's true. So, you know, I don't know really what the right thing to do is. I will be honest with her. For sure. That's what I have to do, is be honest with her. And I hope I am not tormenting her by making her feel like she's not good enough or something like that. I will spend time with her. You know. I'll definitely try it out. Okay, special attack. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I will give her a chance. I just don't know. I mean, it's hard when you already know what you want. Let's give her a swagger then. Same girl I like. Yeah, there's a girl that I like, and then there's a girl that likes me. And I will date the girl that likes me if she really, really wants to, but I've got to tell her I like this girl, and this girl's not going to date me. I have no business being in love with her, but I am, kind of, basically, and, you know, it does kind of suck, yeah, but, And that's not what you want to hear from somebody that you really like. Wow. I want to do a Hex Will-O-Wisp thing. Is that better than the Ominous Wind? Yeah, I think Hex Will-O-Wisp might be better than the Ominous Wind thing. And I could always relearn Ominous Wind. I always forget that. I could just relearn at a moment's notice. U-turn. Okay, I can put on this Shroodle or whatever. Casual says, I have a different perspective. Better your heart breaks and that you learn and mend it. A broken heart can be a type of suffering, or the type of suffering that strengthens your ability to love with wisdom the one who will be right for you someday. Yeah. Oh yeah, trust me, I've had to learn that the hard way. And I've had bad heartbreaks. I've had, like, world-shattering heartbreaks where... I mean, I guess I don't want to get too... bring anybody down or anything like this, but I've had heartbreaks that were so bad that, just about as bad as it can get. And I am never, ever the type of person to say to a girl, don't leave me or else I'm going to do something really drastic. I would never say, don't leave me or I'm going to hurt myself or something like this. I would never say that. But I have had times where I say, yep, I'm so miserable that I'm just going to just kill myself, basically. And I've gone about taking steps towards that, you know, and tried to do that over heartbreak. That's the only thing that really will get me down that bad. But I never want to. When I do feel that way, and I think I'm past that now. I felt that enough times that I'm very, very careful that I'm never going to get in a situation like that again. But in the times where I have, I always wanted to make sure that I would never, ever tell the girl that I'm feeling that bad. I would say, oh, I'm heartbroken, and I would cry. I wouldn't be afraid to cry. But I've heard horror stories of guys that will say, you don't leave me or else I'm going to kill myself. I would never do that as like a tool to keep somebody with me. You know? But I that's real, though. That's real, basically, is all I can really say about that. And unfortunately, I'm still around anyway. But now it's just gravy, basically, because, you know, I've had pretty much things happen up to the point where it's like, okay, I'm done here. And then, lo and behold, I'm not actually done. So it's kind of like overtime. Like, wow, the score wasn't supposed to go up this high. The game was supposed to be over, like, a while ago, but we're in overtime now. It's like, I don't know. Kind of relieving. And then, you know, since then, I've kind of just thrown caution to the wind as well, because I'm pretty much... I already threw in the hat. I already threw in the towel. I was already done. And I'm still floating around. I'm still kicking around here, so it's like, what do? I guess just get real crazy with it, get real weird with it, and not be afraid of anything anymore, because I'm in overtime. I'm stronger now. Maybe so. I don't know that I am any stronger. I think I'm just smarter. Which is a form of strength, I suppose you could say. But, alright, I know people don't really like hearing about that. I actually don't like telling people about that, either. Because I don't want to seem like I'm whining or complaining or anything like that. I've just had really bad heartbreaks. You know, with the thing that happened with Katie and everything like this, and then maybe a couple times before that. Maybe one time since then and one time before then. That's about as bad as it can get. That's pretty much as bad as it can get. I think it's good to talk about this stuff. And Casual says, you live with more courage and you take positive risks. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that compliment. Skill swap, I don't know if I really need that. I can always relearn it if I really do need it. It is good to talk about it, but you gotta be careful who you talk about it to. Like, when I'm dating people, when I'm meeting a girl, and it's like, oh, tell me about yourself type of thing, I want to be honest about some of the biggest events that have happened in my life, but I can't tell people that. I can't tell people girls that I want to be with, I can't tell them that, oh, I'm at risk for suicide if things go really south. No. I don't want anybody to ever find that stuff out about me, basically. So, luckily I have this little outlet that I can get that stuff out. Yeah, when you first meet a girl, you shouldn't tell them that. Yeah, obviously not when I first meet them. But also, like, at any point along the way, I don't feel like it's appropriate to tell people that. That's something that I mostly just want to just keep private. I mean, besides, like, this is an environment where I don't mind sharing that. Besides, like, I don't know what Twitch would think about that. I think that might be against the rules to say stuff like that. Technically. But nobody's moderating my thing here anyway. Like, seriously, I could get away with a lot. I have got away with a lot just because I'm such a low profile channel. You know. Yeah, I mean, I've done crazy stuff. Like, I've smoked pot on camera. Or on stream. Maybe not on camera, but like you can hear me hitting a bong or whatever. Which I think normally would get you banned. Even though, you know, because it's legal. I think it's illegal. Or not illegal. I think it's against Twitch rules to, like, drink. But I'll drink and on stream and I'll tell people I'm drinking. Sometimes. Swear. I swear a lot. Is it? I believe it is. I believe it is, and not on YouTube, but on Twitch. I believe it is against the rules to drink. Or maybe it's drink on camera. I'm not certain. I'm not 100% certain about that. Swearing isn't bad on Twitch, yes, but there I believe you're not allowed to say suicide. I believe you're not allowed to say rape, for example. But there you go, I just said it. And I'm not going to get banned for it just because it's such a low... I'm not even referencing it. And, you know, like, I have my Twitch chat come up on screen, too. So I've had people come in that try to troll, and they'll type out the N-word, or they'll type out this or that, and it'll pop up on my thing. And sometimes I won't even see it until after the fact, because I'm focused on the game or whatever. But, now if this typed word, and there's things like this, too. Sometimes it isn't always just one word. Sometimes it's a phrase that is really not acceptable on Twitch. That if any other channel, or a channel even with a mediocre amount of viewers, popped up on screen, they would take the whole channel down. But I've had stuff like that happen to me with no repercussions just because I'm not a popular channel, I suppose you can say. But popular isn't really the right word for it. Well, I'm not a popular channel, but also, they just don't pay any attention to me. They don't pay any mind to me. Casual Explorer says, I'm not entirely on the path of conformity myself. I'm not suicidal, he says, but I do have issues with society, and I'm admittedly dark in spirit. However, I, for the most part, am a good person. Yeah, I think I can tell that about you, yeah, Casual. But you're religious, though. Too. Which is good. I'm definitely a dark spirit. As friendly as I am, and as nice as I am, I'm not violent. I don't have fantasies about hurting people or anything like that. But I'm definitely, not normal. I'm even, indeed, you could say a lot of times, anti-normal. And I like attacking, things, not even in a cool way, not even in, like, a cool, rebellious type of way, but in, like, a, I really want to challenge what people think of as normal, like, to the point that it's, like, very uncomfortable, though, too. And I have a disdain for the way things are set up, for you know, how money works and everything like this, but, not really religious. I follow the path in spirit that I believe is right, to the best of my ability. Yeah, you know, I, too, I have taken a lot of classes. I study mythology. One of my big things is dreams. You know, one of my big things is the unconscious mind. And the same symbols that appear in dreams appear in mythology. And mythology to me is kind of like very large dreams, collective dreams that we have. And so I take stuff seriously as far as, oh wow, Porygon, yeah? Yeah, let's get some of that. I take stuff very seriously as far as Greek myths, Egyptian myths, and even, I mean, I was raised religious, but I really fucking despised it. I really hated it. I said, this is obviously fake shit. I can't believe they want us to believe this stuff. This is nasty, and it's also oppressive for women, and it's also oppressive for, you know, whatever. I really did not like religion. I actually disliked it. Actively disliked it. I spoke out against it a lot. Now that I'm older and I value mythology, I value it as mythology. You know, like the standard religions of the modern day. I have found things to appreciate about them. But I could never, ever bring myself to believe in it. Like, the world is, what, 4,000 years old, I think is one of the big things. Like, the creationism, stuff like that. I think that shit is so gay. I'm not into that at all. But I like it from a mythological perspective, you know, too. But people don't really like to hear about that. I mean, some people do. I don't get along with people that are atheist anymore, which is a shame because that was like my crowd when I was much younger. I was like a thinker. I was a very scientific-minded person, and I still am. But I got into Carl Jung. I got into a lot of these philosophers, or not philosophers. I got into a lot of philosophers, yes, but I got into psychologists like Jung and Freud that take the unconscious mind very seriously. And there is a spiritualness to the unconscious space, that it's a place, quote-unquote place, of symbols. It's a quote-unquote place of meaning. So I like that stuff too. I'm a very outspoken fan of the psychedelic experience. Hold on, let me grab some. And I'm not shy speaking about taking LSD, which is illegal. I'm not shy about speaking of taking psilocybin mushrooms, which is illegal. And I will do it anyway, because it's something that I believe in, it's something that I love. Not something that I do to party, and it doesn't even necessarily feel good. But I will have memories come up from my childhood. I can see dreams a lot more clearly. No, I actually do like atheists. That was my crowd back when I was a teenager, and in my early 20s. That was like my target audience. That was like my crowd. But they don't like me as much because I have all this pseudo-spiritual, because of the unconscious mind, that I take symbols very powerfully. I think dreams are very powerful. And then I think that in the psychedelic space and in the dream space, there are, I believe in, essentially you could say, a form of magic. That I have an appreciation for ritual, not like rituals like funerals, like I mentioned earlier, but like, if you can get into an unconscious state of mind, it's hard to get in this state of mind where your conscious mind and unconscious mind are running at the same time. It can happen sometimes when you're about to fall asleep. It can happen sometimes when you've just woken up, briefly. There's a brief window of time. It can also happen in a psychedelic experience. Kind of like dreaming when you're awake. And in these states of mind, I believe that is possible. And I've experimented with this and tooled around with this, and so people a lot of times don't like hearing about this because this is where I start to sound crazy, that it is possible to manipulate your senses with the right sounds and with the right smells and with the right color lighting or the right color candle, and to chant something that has an effect in the unconscious space. And I believe the unconscious space is a mirror of the physical world, that you can move stuff around in one and it will have an effect on the other. Now, Religious people do not like that because it's against dogma. And a-religious or atheist people do not like that because it's a form of mysticism and spiritualism. But I believe that it's based in science. I love Carl Jung. He was one of the most science-minded people I know, and he was into mysticism because there's a reason that people do it, and there's a reason that people believe in it, basically. And so this is where I kind of start to sound crazy. I don't really have anybody in my camp. I don't really have a camp anymore. The religious people can't take me seriously, and the a-religious people, or the irreligious, I guess, people can't take me very seriously. And that's acceptable to me now. I wish everybody were a little more open-minded. They say that there's a very good quote here that they say, the first sip from the glass of natural sciences will make you an atheist. But at the bottom of the glass, God is waiting for you. That's what they say. And they don't mean God in the classical sense, but in the sense of like a ghost in the sky or whatever. But what they mean is like I just can't get this thing. I don't have anything with Thunderwave. I have I have Will-O-Wisp. But what they mean is that like in the same way that like our individual cells are alive, one cell in my body is a living thing, you know. But they make up a tissue, which is an individual tissue. It's a living thing. And the tissues make up a larger structure of an organ, which is a living thing. And my organs make up a larger structure of an organism, which is a living thing. But I don't think it caps out there, because I believe that multiple organisms form a larger structure, and that's a living thing. And multiple of those form a larger structure, which is a living thing. And I think at the top of that, the totality of the biosphere of planet Earth, and perhaps even beyond, is what you could consider to be a type of God. That it is an individual, and it is a living thing. And that you can appeal to it. It doesn't really matter to me if my individual cells believe in me or not. I only exist as a symptom of their being. And so, likewise, there's a much, much larger living structure that exists. It doesn't matter if we believe in it or not, but it exists as a symptom of us existing, if that even makes sense. Religious people don't like to hear that, and irreligious people don't like to hear that, generally speaking. But I can chat with people, and they can appreciate. I think there are very tolerant religious people, and there are, of course, very, very tolerant atheists as well, that I can explain the way that I feel and the way that I think, and they can at least appreciate how I feel. I'm very lucky that people are not as evangelical these days as they used to be. I haven't had a religious person try to convert me in a long time, and I haven't had an atheistic person try to convert me in a long time either, which is very good. That's what I don't like, is imposing belief. And so that's what I try not to do also. Because I don't think, I don't know of anybody that could really get with the way I see the world, which is acceptable. And I think it's also just as valid as being religious or being irreligious as well. I think, as much as I think I'm right and other people are wrong, that they are technically as right as I am. Technically. Spirit break. Maybe I should make this into a physical attacker. Now, Ender King says, I don't agree with you, but I respect that you do believe that kind of stuff. Yes, yeah, okay, right. And I think that's what's important. Or, you know, it might not even be important for people to respect my beliefs. Because, trust me, there are beliefs that I don't respect. But I would never try to convert somebody away from religion. I used to. But, I don't know that people need to respect me, and I certainly don't need to respect people. Casual says, as for myself, I get many moments of focus that lead to a clarity that gives me a clear view of portions of the past, present, and future. I do this through meditation and, quote, pushing away distracting thoughts until more of my lower level thoughts rise to the surface. That is a good way to, I need to train meditation more, because that is a good way to sort of unlock the conscious mind, or let the conscious mind hear it, because there's usually a huge disconnect of communication between the two, and one of the only ways to get them to communicate is symbols through dreams. But if you can get them both running at the same time, it's rare and it's not easy. And it's something you have to sit down and intentionally do through one mechanism or another. But it's very powerful if you can sync them up and get them to communicate. Very interesting. My Muslim friend used to really not like that I was atheist. He always tried to convert me. Yeah, I don't like that. And frankly, I mean, I know you mentioned that you think your teacher didn't like Muslim people. I do like people, but I do not like the religion of Islam, in the same way that I don't like the religion of Catholicism. I just don't like it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good for people. I don't think it's good for the world. But I'm not what people would say Islamophobic. There are people that are Islamophobic that don't want them in our country, or don't think they should exist in the world at all, and I'm certainly not like that. I think it's just a very infectious, in the same way that Catholicism is. Pretty much exactly the same way. It's infectious, it's domineering, it is oppressive, right? Need I say more? I mean, it's been done to death. I don't even need to criticize the various religions, because most of them are very, very similar. So, well, I'm here in the next city here, and also it is now 10 p.m. My friend, this gal that really likes me, I'm supposed to hang out with her now. And this is just about the time I planned to stop streaming. So it's nice that I've reached this little milestone here. I'm glad that I caught a Porygon. Did I catch that Porygon? I believe I did, yeah. I agree, says Ender King. I don't think that religion is a thing that breaks the world apart. Oh, I think religion is a thing that breaks the world apart. I don't think it's needed. I agree. That I don't think it's needed, but I do think it's inevitable. That when people get into groups, whether it's a small cult or whether it's a large culture, that I think when you put enough people in a room, they will form a religion. Which is very interesting. Casual Explorer says, it's my belief that people who knew of God will find him on their own. Who know of God will find him on their own. I also believe that some people are meant to not believe in him. I had a weird experience when I was younger. I mean, I was real young. But I was at Applebee's with my mother and my younger sister. And I was hungry, too. I wasn't feeling sick. I don't know what got into me. I just had a huge wave of nausea. And I was so embarrassed, I threw up all over the carpet. We were sat at the table, and there were people eating all around me. I threw up all over the carpet, and the employees had to come clean it up, and we left. I think we got food to go, and we left and went home. I was really embarrassed. But a woman came outside, ran up, and caught up with my mom and said something to her. I said, what was that? And, you know, we got in the car. I said, what was it? What was she saying? She says, well, she says, I had to tell you that she got some kind of message that she was instructed to tell my mother that I was very close to God, and that God saw me and knew me, and that I was exceptionally close to him, which was very strange because I did not like religion at the time, and I don't even really like the classical conception of the character of God. But it's very interesting that she said that. I don't know why she said that. And this could have just been a crazy person. But it was super important for her to tell my mother that that was the case. And I think about that sometimes. I don't know what was going through that woman's head. But, and I don't even necessarily know that I believe her. But I think if there was some type of thing, if there was some type of observer, that it would recognize that I'm good, and it would recognize that I'm trying to crack the codes of reality and unlock the mysteries of reality, And I like to imagine that that's commendable from the perspective of some type of observer, you know. Casual says, well, I hope you feel better. Do have a good time. You're only this young once. I do feel better. I mean, I feel good. Nothing I said really has brought me down that much. But, yeah, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. At no point along the stream have I actually felt bad. But, it's tricky looking back sometimes. On my life, and that, you know, I have been through some bad times in the past. Not today, but just in the past. And it's tough to think about that stuff, think about that as who I am, and I will have those memories. No matter where I go and how much I change, that will be in my brain, you know, and I have to carry that kind of stuff around. I mean, we all do, you know. And I wish some of these bad things had not happened to me, so I didn't have to carry them around. Like, the physical structure of my brain, whatever memory pathway that is a part of my body. And I can't run away from it or escape it. It's going to be a part of my life story, you know, some of these bad things that have happened to me. And I can't undo it, you know. That is frustrating. But you got to be honest about it, you know. That stuff does happen to me, you know. It happens to all of us, you know. But, you know, just learn from it. And I can't be that afraid to speak about it. The only thing that I'm necessarily afraid to speak about is sometimes I get nervous about, like, is Twitch gonna take down my channel or whatever. But, if they did, I would just make a new Gmail and make a new channel. I'm just worried about my footage not being saved. This is really the whole reason why I do this. Anyway, it's about time for me to get going. And I'll stream again very soon. I don't think they would. Yeah, if they trust me, if they would have by now. Not that I'm that raunchy. And I'm not racist or anything like that. But even talking about women's rights earlier, that's a very touchy subject for a platform that relies on money from advertisers, you know, or whatever. They'd rather I whatever, keep it about Pokemon. You know, but, I mean, I'm not really afraid of that stuff. I do get wary. I get wary sometimes about, and like people have said to me before, dude, you can't talk about this kind of stuff on Twitch, they'll ban you. But they never have, and I don't think they ever will. And again, if they banned this account, I could just create another account. Anyway, it's about time for me to get going, though. Thanks for listening to me, guys. Good chat. Very good chat. I wish people were more candid on Twitch. Yeah. Well, I wanted to watch, because something that I really care about, and something I'm really passionate about, is this recurring archetype in mythology of the trickster. The trickster. So, often in times in a pantheon of gods, there's one of them that will break the rules and will play pranks. And oftentimes, I got this great book that I need to start reading, Trickster Makes This World, that I'm looking at right now. Trickster Makes This World. Because a lot of times in mythology, the things that they do, the way the world is, or even the existence of reality in the first place, is oftentimes the result of a prank gone wrong from the trickster on the other gods. Like Prometheus, for example, stole fire from the god. The gods crafted humans out of clay in this story, and Prometheus stole fire because they just wanted them to be slaves. They wanted the humans to be slaves. But Prometheus said they deserve to think, and they deserve to be as gods. And so and the serpent in Genesis is kind of a character like this, like Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to humans. And the gods said, "What have you done?" And they locked Prometheus in the earth to be tormented forever until the end of time. But as a result, humans became conscious and became sentient, you know, and that's why we are the way that we are. In the same way that, like, the fruit of the Garden of Eden, or one of my favorite stories is Loki of the Norse mythology, who is also cast down into the earth. It's usually these characters, whether it's Satan or whether it's Prometheus, or whether it's Loki, is oftentimes cast down into the earth to be chained, to be imprisoned, and to be tormented until the end of time when they're freed. And which usually coincides with some sort of Armageddon or disaster. But I really love the trickster character. And I think our modern form of mythology is like cinema. We used to crowd around statues, big statues of Zeus and Poseidon, and talk about their exploits and their journeys and their stories. Now, these days, we crowd around giant screens of Luke Skywalker and Harry Potter and talk about their stories and stuff like this. But so anyway, one thing that is important to me is the character of Loki in the Marvel. Because, of course, they have these characters of Thor and his brother Loki, which are like the battling brothers archetype. It's like a Cain and Abel type of archetype. But, yeah, I wanted to show her this show, Loki. There's a TV show of Loki now, or on Disney Plus, a series, where Loki, in the canon of the Avengers movies, that Loki actually was killed by a greater villain and has died. But the Avengers were time traveling to the previous movies to find these special magical stones that they needed in the present, so they had to steal them from the past. And there was a big mistake thing that happened in the past where Loki, a past version of Loki, who was evil at the time, got freed. They broke the timeline and the order of events as they were supposed to happen, and Loki got away when he wasn't supposed to get away. So even though he's dead in the sacred timeline, in the one timeline that there is, they created a branch timeline where Loki had escaped. Now, in the television show of Loki, there's time cops that try to prevent any like Back to the Future type of scenarios with split timelines. There's only supposed to be one deterministic timeline, and it's their job to take all these characters that are out of place, that are not where they're supposed to be, and imprison them, basically, or put them on trial for crimes against the sacred timeline. But Loki is the trickster god of mischief, and they take him out of the timeline to this out-of-time place and try to imprison him, but he cannot be imprisoned by his nature. He's not the type of character that can be imprisoned. So he basically has the freedom to like get around in the timeline, and is splitting is a form of creating the world the way that it is, basically. So that's what I wanted to show her, basically, and she's just arrived, so I can't spoil too much of it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, like Sataniel, the first and greatest thief in certain mythology. Yes, you're exactly right. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Great chat. I've got to get going. I really have got to get going. But thanks. This is good. Oh, I gotta save here, or else I'm fucked big time. Okay, I'll be back with more Pokemon very soon. Always nice chatting with you guys. Bye bye.